What's up, YouTube? Well, I got the fat bike out here again. I'm gonna call this Mean Machine because after I put the front fork on there, you'll see why. And if you go online to my guys at Wolf Fink, they already did the fork, and that's who gave me the idea on doing the fork. Because at first I was gonna make this bike basically the same as my other bike and put a suspension fork on it, but I was like, no, I want to be able to tell the difference. And to be honest, having a straight fork ride and a suspension ride gives you a little difference when you're changing up. Lets you feel the difference on both rides. I rode this today, did another 12 miler. I usually do 12 miles a day, and on the weekends I try to do about 20, give or take. But it's an exercise thing and it's just an enjoyment thing. Still have not gotten my boat in yet. Still waiting on it. Says it's coming, but it'll be here. But like I said, I got about 100 miles on that setup already. So today what I'm doing, I'm not gonna ramble on, is I'm gonna try to figure out why it's jumping gears. It's been jumping gears. I'm gonna say it's because I got too much slack in here. I think this derailleur can come around about that much and still have enough room to stretch out for that top gear. I said top gear, I don't know if that's the low gear or that's the highest gear. I don't know how I'm gonna get that straightened out next time I get on these videos. But yeah, the biggest gear is fine. When I'm going to these set of gears here, it's fine. When I get ready to drop down to these lower gears, it's when it starts to skip. So I'm assuming that's because of tension. It's not pulling over enough and having enough tension to just drop down to the next gear. It's just going immediately to the last gear because there's not enough tension to pull it that far, the derailleur, to pull the derailleur that far. The derailleur's not feeling the tension. So I'm gonna shorten up the chain and see if that's gonna do it. If not, we'll move on to the next thing that it could be. Could be the derailleur, but I'm thinking not. But we'll see. All right, get back at you. That video magic. What's up, YouTube? Back at you. Yeah, it took some adjusting, took some time, but I'm kind of happy with the results. Or not kind of, I am happy with the results. And I'll get it started for you. As you can see, no more skipping around. Each click gives us a gear. Each click down gives us a gear. So, your 3 screws that you need to pay close attention to are that one, which is L for low, and let's see, focus. L for low and H for high. And right now it's in the low gear, it's in the high gear. So high is considered the small cog, low is considered the big cog. So right now, that limiter screw is stopping this chain from jumping too far over. As you can see, I done scratched up my little end cap because it done jumped over on me once or twice while doing this adjustment. But that's something that happens, and just scratches, nothing to hurt it. So once you get your limiter screws worked out, it'll go to the high one, which it had jump. Well, I'm sorry. It'll go to the low one, which is your biggest cog, and it did jump behind there to make sure I readjusted that perfectly. But also back here, right here, focus, come on, focus, guy. All right, right there. You have a third screw, and for some it's a tensioner, for some it's a gap increaser or reducer. And what it does is this bottom cog, it moves it upper closer to your cogs, or it moves it down away from your cogs. So with mine, it moved it up or down. So right now I have it down, I think, more, and that's what brought in another thing on the shifting. So it's shifting good now, and I'm gonna leave it there and enjoy the ride. And another thing I meant to say on the first part of this video, oh, excuse the fingers, but everyone must order them. If you're going to be doing any kind of bike work to your own bike, go ahead and order your kit. I think this kit cost me $40, maybe even $56 off of eBay, but it has everything you need in it to do a repair on most bikes. I say most bikes because you got some specialty bikes that's got some other stuff in it, and you'll have to get that specialty stuff when you get the bike. But I think that's like carbon fiber type stuff and all that center crank seal remover and all kind of stuff. Yeah, you have to get your special tools for that. But on a regular bike such as the one I'm working on, that's all the tools you need to tear this bike completely down. So yeah, go ahead and get your a kit. Yeah, it has some eat there, you know. But yeah, that'll do it. That's my video for today. Went on ahead and took care of that, and be very happy when a boat come in. Golly, man, so hard to get parts. Crazy story about that. I went to this place, I'm gonna call the name because they deserve it. It's called Outspoken. It's a bike shop here in Columbia, South Carolina. And I was looking for the boat. I was looking for a through boat for this bike, you know, and like I said, you know, I'm doing like a modification. It's not really supposed to be done, but it was a modification. And I had the dimensions for the boat, 12 millimeter by 200. 12 millimeter by 200 millimeter long. And all I needed was a through bolt with a lock nut on it. So the guy kept insisting that I bring the bike in. I'm like, why I gotta bring the bike in when I'm telling you the part I need? 12 millimeter by 200 millimeters. That's it. I don't know what his hang up was on wanting to see the bike, but it got to the point where he just stood up and walked away from me like, I'm not helping you because you're doing something unsafe. And I'm like, what? Okay, guy, no problem. I don't know, some people, but I had to throw that in there because it really kind of got to me, because I was coming to them for some assistance, and all I needed was a part order that I couldn't find. I eventually found it, but I couldn't find at that time. So it just increased my motivation to find it on my own, in which I did. And as soon as I get it in, I'll put it in. But I had already gotten this boat, which works. Like I said, I put over 100 miles on this bike already. So shout outs to them. Let people know that, you know, they're not there for the customer, they're there for the sales. But anyway, all right, later.